Now, welcome from the Justice and Joy National Collaborative, President Jeanette Pai-Espinosa, together with the Fixing Democracy lead, Genisus Holland.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you doing? I promise you are so close to the Gen Z panel. We're almost there. So I'm Jeanette. I'm president of the Justice and Joy National Collaborative. We are an intergenerational gender and racial justice advocacy organization. We engage in advocacy, research, and organizing. And in all that work, we connect local to national and national to local. We are collaborative in everything that we do, and we work with and for girls, young women, and gender-expansive young people to seek justice, equity, and joy. Why are we doing this work? We have partners in about 45 states. We have young folks on the ground in about 31 states, rural, urban, and tribal communities. I was 16 when Roe passed. I was in my 60s when the Dobbs decision came down. Like many of you, I'm sure it was a personal inflection point for me, for us as an organization, and for us as a society. How did we end up here? With that, we really thought we got to do something different, right? It's just not working. How did we, over the course of my lifetime, lose what I believed was a fundamental right? So we boldly launched into work we had never done, collaboratively led by Genisus Holland and Addison Moore, who you will hear from Genisus in a minute. Addison will close us out, to really create a model of true long-term intergenerational activism, where we lead sometimes, they lead sometimes, back and forth, because I think that's how we lost. I think we lost some of our rights. Some of us got busy following the American dream, which probably was a nightmare, and so we did something different. So we jumped into Fixing Democracy, collaboratively led. We partnered with HIT Strategies and Lake Research, and we talked to young folks of color who were system impacted, young moms, trafficking survivors, low income, you name it, the most marginalizing communities around the country, because we believe they will help to save us all. So we are here because we know that our lives depend on it, because freedom depends on it, and honestly, don't we need more justice and joy in all our lives? I am now going to hand it off to Genisus, because she's really the one you should all hear from.
Y'all, I love Jeanette. So hello, everyone. As you've heard, I'm Genisus Holland, a youth leader at Justice and Joy, and I'm so glad to be in a gathering of young voices rallying to speak their truth. This is a time like no other, and sometimes it's hard to understand who and where we are as a nation on a day-to-day basis. Divided in change, together in confrontation, it leads me to wonder, how do we find truth in others? It's true we are scared. It's true we are tired, but it is also true that we are hopeful and resilient. Look at the last year. Look at the last 8. We have been on the precipice of facilitating change in the face of adversity. Reproductive justice, social justice, personal justice. If anything, current times have taught us that there is a severe chasm built on systemic oppression that we have all been subconsciously raised on. We are awakening to our own power, and every day we are becoming more aware of the limits placed on our growth. From poverty, inflation, war, genocide, redlining, things that have made us fatigue, the culture of hatred and prejudice. Excuse me, I lost my place. Another truth, the subject of American politics is infinitely hard to describe in a 5-minute segment. It's increasingly complex, and it's already built on an increasingly complex system. Each generation has its ways of representing. The older generation has the big stage and the big screen. The youth have their phones and social media, Instagram feeds. We are seeing different things. We are feeling different things. People look at the younger generation as a cut and paste avatar, unengaged and uneducated. We look at the older generation and see an unhearing partner in our own demise. It's time for us to be undivided in change, in the path for better. It's okay to be unsatisfied. It's okay to want for more. And it's also okay to listen. That's why things like the Fixing Democracy initiative are important. Lost my place again. Be abundant in your dissatisfaction, but be blatant. It's okay to let us all know, or else it'll never be fixed. Communicate with each other. Be engaged in uncomfortable conversations, not just in your government, but in your community as well. I think people forget that, election to election. It's about community-based change. It's about local change. Change can't be made in silence, and change can't be made on your own. That's what the people who you are fighting against want, for us to fatigue, for us to tire. Fixing democracy gives you the chance to make your stances clear without party and clear without judgment. And it also gives those older the chance to listen. Are you liberated? Are you free? Do you know the difference? Would you feel it in your bones, or would it go unnoticed? Pursue the path that makes it closer to your liberation than to your shackles. Free yourselves, and in doing so, free all the people that come after you. No, there is fatigue in the fight, but there is so much strength in freedom. Do it for each other. Do it for yourselves. Do it for all those people you hope to help. You must make a nation you can be proud of, because you were not born into one that will make it for you. And listen, because none of us can do anything alone. If you want to know more, please visit the Justice and Joy table to gather more information and possibly join the Fixing Democracy Initiative. That's it.